back to Wildwood Park, and a doubleheader here about to get underway between the Humber Hawks and the Seneca Sting. We are just about set for first pitch. Miranda Pearson on the mound facing Brooklyn Armstrong. First pitch of this game is a called strike. No balls and one strike. Pearson was outstanding in the first game of a doubleheader yesterday. 6 shutout innings and a 10-0 Humber win, and a swing and a miss. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Pearson on Brooklyn Armstrong, the left fielder. Pearson working quickly, 0-2 is fouled off. Pearson has had a very strong season for the Hawks. Comes into this game, this is her 15th start, or excuse me, her 15th game, 8th start, 9-4, a 2.78 earned run average, 83 innings pitched, and she misses there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 33 walks, 33 strikeouts. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball towards the middle and backhanded, but no, it's going to get through, and a leadoff single for Brooklyn Armstrong. So Pearson giving up just 3 hits yesterday and quickly greeted by a leadoff single here this evening. So runner at first, nobody out, and Mackey will be the hitter. First pitch, there goes the runner, throw down to second base is in time, but no tag because the ball skips by, and holding it second is Armstrong. Backing up there was the center fielder, Elisa Gregoris. So runner in scoring position now, and showing bunt is Mackey, and it's going to roll foul. Third baseman letting it roll foul. Julia Catalano down there at third. Bonnie Gillingham is at short. Jamie Vieira gets the start at second, and at first base is going to be Abby Hill. So 1-1, and there's a called strike. 1-2 now on Mackey. Brianne Gainey on deck. First game of a doubleheader between Humber and Seneca. And there's a called strike. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. It's high, 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Gainey. Second strikeout now for Miranda Pearson, and 2 away here in the first. So the batter will be Tanya, or I beg your pardon, Coate will stand in. She takes ball 1. Pearson working quickly on this windy evening. There's a called strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Coate will be followed by Brianna Bader. And this one off the fist. Shortstop Gillingham is there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So leadoff single doesn't hurt. We go to the bottom of the first here at Wildwood Park. It's Seneca 0, Humber coming to bat. So bottom of the first here at Wildwood Park. We are set to go after a scoreless top half. And the first pitch here in the bottom of the first to Lauren Hollage is a called strike. Hollage back behind the plate. Saw Tara Camilleri catch both games yesterday. She'll be followed by Bonnie Gillingham and Elisa Gregoris here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's low 1-1. Hollage bats from the left side. Not nearly as chilly as it was yesterday, but still some of the players in coats and long sleeves. Here's the pitch to Hollage. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the catcher Lauren Hollage. Comes in hitting at .333, no home runs, 6 RBIs. Final regular season games here today for the Humber Hawks against Seneca. Pitch is low, 2-2 now on Hollage.
Gonna jump in there, may or may not be the final regular season games. They still have 2 games against Durham. Both teams tied for that 3rd and 4th playoff spot. They're trying to look to get that game in on Wednesday.
And popped up foul out of play. Good point, Jim. That's 13-7. Both teams coming into this game tied for that 3rd spot with Durham. Humber comes in having won 3 in a row. They're 5-5 overall in their last 10 on the season. 139 runs scored and just 86 allowed. A lot of that's been the pitching of Miranda Pearson. So we'll do it again. 2-2 pitch to Hollage is inside, and the count runs full on Lauren Hollage.
After this batter, we'll get to the significance of the identical records between Durham and Humber leading into the provincials.
So here's the payoff pitch to Hollage, and that's lined out towards the left, and it's going to get in for a base hit. Over to play it near the line is the left fielder Gainey, or I beg your pardon, that's Armstrong in left, and a leadoff single. So both teams getting their leadoff runner aboard. Hollage goes the other way, and here's Bonnie Gillingham. And Jim, tell us about the significance of a potential 3rd place tie.
Well, currently both teams are 13-7. Durham's playing 2 tomorrow. We're playing 2 tonight. Should we end up tied and we don't get those 2 games against Durham, the tiebreaker goes in favor of the Humber Hawks.
Called strike to Gillingham.
The Hawks beat Durham at Durham. They mercied them 1 game and beat them in a tight extra inning affair in the next. Significance is there. If Humber finishes 3rd, they'll be facing the 2nd place Fanshawe Falcons, staying away from the defending champion St. Clair Saints in the 1st round.
And there you go. There's the scoop. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now on Gillingham. And of course, you look at the 2 teams at Durham at 13-7 as well. But Humber, one thing they've done of late, they've hit very well. And they've beaten the teams that they're supposed to beat, including the doubleheader sweep yesterday against Mohawk, winning by a combined 17-3 in those 2 games. Pitch to Gillingham, there's a called strike.
You can't stress the importance of there, because if you go over to men's baseball, the men's baseball team against the 2 non-playoff teams are combined 8-0. So beating the teams behind you in the standings is huge. It makes a big difference come season end.
And we'll see how it plays out. Gillingham takes high. We've been fortunate with the weather. Very cold conditions over the weekend. It's warmed up a little bit here this evening. But still, October baseball, October softball. We had the snow flurries on Saturday. Baseball. This one line down the left field line, foul. Gillingham just out in front there. And we see Lauren Hollage over at first base with a jacket on. Players trying to stay warm. Playing a couple of games here this evening.
Women's softball's quite unusual. The dress for cold weather is everything and anything.
And again, the pitch to Gillingham fouled off.
I don't know if you have the stats in front of you there, but Bonnie has been dialed in over the past half a dozen games. I think her average is raised significantly over the past.
And played some great defense as well. Saw her at short and third base yesterday. Getting to a lot of tough balls on the infield. Giving Julia Catalano a breather in game 2. 2-strike pitch to Gillingham, looped onto the infield, picked up by the shortstop over to first, not in time. Gillingham able to beat the throw. Good hustle there. It's an infield hit. Now runners at first and second. Nobody out.
Very nice play by the shortstop on the short hop. Unfortunately, just a little late on the throw to the first baseman.
And I'm going to give this name a go. It's a long one. Mercedes Pegamago. I'm going to have to try that one again. It's a long hyphenated name. Mercedes Pegamagabo Gonzalez over at shortstop. And in the time I would have been able to say that, Bonnie Gillingham would have beat the throw anyway. So first and second, nobody out. Elisa Gregoris takes ball one. And yeah, a couple of interesting names. This team, Tanya Kopagog Cole is another one. See if we'll see her at all. Want to mention as well, we'll tell you after this 1-0 pitch to Gregoris, which bounces in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher Rhodes, the center fielder, and tell us about Niskanen, the center fielder.
Shauna Niskanen is a former Humber Hawk. Actually, she played 3 years for the Hawks. The first year of the program, going all the way to win a silver medal. In the next 2 years, as a starter, second baseman of the Hawks, won back-to-back provincial championships.
So certainly familiar with these Humber Hawks as Gregoris takes ball two.
She's an outstanding student and graduated from Humber and went on to Seneca for a secondary program. So the move to Seneca was academic based, but she still is playing a game she loves.
Called strike, 2-2 now on Elisa Gregoris. Be Hillary Redrup to follow. And called strike 3. No, I beg your pardon, that's strike 2. Gregoris now 2-2. Hillary Redrup to follow.
It's playoffs. Every at-bat with 2 strikes is playoff simulated. Have to see if they can fight through.
2-2 pitch, runners go, grounded towards short. Mercedes drops it, and she's not going to have a play. So in E6, Gregoris reaches, and the base is now loaded with nobody out. Ground ball hit right at Mercedes, but could not field it cleanly. Both runners move up, and a big chance now for Humber here early on. Hillary Redrup will bat with the bases loaded and nobody out.
It's going to be a tough go for someone to put the ball out in this game. Home runs could be at a premium.
I had a chance to see a pretty nice one out to right center yesterday by Tara Camilleri. Pitch high to Hillary Redrup. Camilleri not in the lineup here for game 1. After Redrup, it'll be Stoverman and Hill.
I think the coaching staff is making some very insightful decisions here, considering it's a last place team they're going against, and considering the playoffs are just a few steps away. So
popped up foul out of play. Yeah, a good chance to see action for some of the players that haven't seen the field as much this season, certainly. And still a lot of the regulars in there as well. Lauren Hollich, a day off yesterday, did not catch in either game. Here's the pitch to Redrup. That's in the dirt. So 2-1 on Hillary Redrup. A chance really to put some distance between Seneca early on in this game.
Seneca pitcher's been pitching well. A little bloop, ducks north to left field, opposite field shot, and then a couple tight plays.
Love that term, duck snort. That pitch high, 3-1. Another one of those great baseball terms.
Ken Harrelson, Chicago White Sox,
yes,
famous
Hawk
for the duck
Harrelson.
snort.
The ultimate homer of baseball broadcasters. Here's the 3-1 to Redrup. That's a called strike. Redrup headed for first. Didn't get the call. Went the pitcher's way, and it's now a full count.
I think the coaching staff's looking for Redrup to swing the bat. She's up there for a reason, bat number 4 for a reason. Walk will score a run, but I think they're looking for her to put the ball in play.
Now let's see, full count pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, so Redrup strikes out after she thought she had the walk, and a big first out for Coate, as the bases are still loaded with 1 away now for Natalie Stoverman.
Here's an interesting fact for you. Natalie and Shauna, who we mentioned won 2 championships for Humber, were teammates on that team. This is Natalie's 4th year.
And she grounds one towards short and through for a base hit, and it's going to score a pair. And now bobbling the ball is the center fielder Niskanen, and that's going to allow the other 2 runners to move up. So very quickly, it's 2-0 Humber. Stoverman finding the hole between third and short. Little trouble in the outfield, and it is 2-0 Hawks.
Credit Stoverman with a single and 2 RBIs, advancing to second on the error.
Yeah, an error there by the center fielder Niskanen. could not come up with it cleanly. That also allowed Grigoris to get the third. Hollage and Gillingham come in, and right off the bat, 2-0, and still threatening for more are the Hawks. So it'll be Abby Hill playing first base today. Saw her at second yesterday. Takes a called strike. No balls and 1 strike on Abby Hill. 269, no home runs, 9 driven in.
As we move on, there still hasn't been a real hard hit ball on the Seneca pitcher.
And that is what this game can be sometimes. Can be very cruel or very generous. Not often in between. That pitch misses 1-1 on the batter Hill. Round out the lineup, it'll be Catalano, Murphy, and then Vieira. Jamie Vieira getting the start at second base. As we mentioned, Hill over at first. Next offering is a check swing foul. And this Seneca team, goes without saying, it's been a very, very tough season. Actually won their first game and have lost the next 21. They are 1-21. They beat Mohawk at home 2-1. First game of a doubleheader on September 16th. Have not won a game since. Next pitch is a little slicer foul off to the right by Hill.
And you know what? They've been in a couple games. More specifically, a couple weeks ago, they played the Humber Hawks on the Seneca field. Seneca actually held a 2-1 lead in the 5th inning before Humber erupted for 18 runs over the next 2 innings.
And that is an eruption and then some. 2-1, that was the score of their only win of the season. This pitch is hit out to left and hit pretty well. Drifting back is the left fielder Armstrong. She makes the catch. Tagging and scoring easily is Grigoris. Sac fly and an RBI for Abby Hill, and it's 3-0 Humber.
You got to give credit to that Seneca left fielder tracking the ball in very adverse conditions. Wind swirling, went back. Nice play.
So Brooklyn Armstrong able to make that play. The error costing the base and allowing the 2 runners to move up, and the fly ball gets another run in, so it's 3-0. Runner still at second. Here's Julia Catalano, and that pitch way high, and jumping up to stop it was Gainey, the catcher. And we saw in the second game yesterday, catcher Danielle Watson from Mohawk having all sorts of trouble, pass balls, wild pitches. Very tough to grip the ball when it's cold out. Here's the 1-0 pitch, fouled off, 1-1.
The other thing about the second game of a doubleheader, Mike, is that normally you're going with your number 2 starter. And depth in this OCAA league has always been tough to come by. A lot of teams got a number 1. Be able to go number 1, number 2 has been difficult.
So there's the 1-1 pitch, and it has popped up on the infield. First baseman coming in, and calling and catching is Dugan, and that does it for the Hawks. But not before they scored 3 runs on 3 hits here in the first. We will go to the second here at Wildwood Park. It's Humber 3, Seneca nothing. Oh. So top of the second here at Wildwood Park, 3-0 Humber leading Seneca. Brianna Bader will be the batter. Takes a called strike from Miranda Pearson. Leadoff single in the first for Seneca, but they did not score. Miranda Pearson getting a pair of strikeouts. It'll be Bader, Niskanen, and then Mercedes. And this ball hit out into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. And again, second straight inning, leadoff single for Seneca as Bader drops one in. So she's aboard for the former Humber Hawk, Shauna Niskanen. Heard Jim talk about it. Niskanen, a 3-year Humber Hawk, now a member of the Seneca Sting. Batting sixth, playing in center field here today. Niskanen comes in 286, no homers, 4 driven in, and a kind of a half swing pop up short right, and it's dropping and just foul. The second baseman running over, and that was Vieira, could not get it, and almost dropping it in for a little bloop single was Niskanen. Instead, it's just strike one. Runner at first, nobody out, 3-0 Humber here in the second. Next pitch off the glove of the catcher Hollage, and that's going to allow the runner Bader to go down to second. So a wild pitch, and second straight inning, a runner at second and nobody out for Seneca. Pearson normally pretty good at keeping the ball down, not there. Bunt attempt, popped up, Hollage cannot get there, and it's a foul ball. And Pearson now looking for the punch out. It's a 1-2 count. Told you Pearson coming in, 33 walks, 33 strikeouts. Generally pretty good at keeping the ball down in the zone. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Down goes Niskanen, third strikeout for Miranda Pearson, and a big first out here in the second. So I'm going to give this name another try. Mercedes Pega Magabo Gonzalez. We'll say Mercedes to keep it short, and she swings and misses for strike one. Shortstop had an E6 in the first inning. A couple of errors committed by Seneca in the field. And here's a ground ball right back to Pearson. Throws it over to first, and down to third on the play goes Bader, but 2 outs now here in the top of the second. One of the themes has been Humber scoring early in these games of late, as taking low here for ball one is Aaron Dugan, excuse me. Next offering, there's a strike. 1-1 on Dugan, 156, no home runs, 1 RBI. Dugan, the first baseman. This pitch is on the corner, another called strike, 1-2. Pearson working quickly and throwing strikes in this game. Looking for her 4th punch out here in just 2 innings, and this pitch is popped up, third base side and drifting foul and out of play. Catalano giving chase, couldn't get it. So the count will stay at 1-2 on the lefty Dugan. And this one is swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Dugan, 4th strikeout in 2 innings for Miranda Pearson. We go to the bottom of the second. Humber 3, Seneca nothing. So we go to the bottom of the second. Hawks leading Seneca 3-0 here at Wildwood Park. First game of a doubleheader. First pitch to Megan Murphy, slapped foul. Excuse me, Julia. No, it is Megan Murphy. Julia Catalano ended the last inning. I beg your pardon.
As we said earlier in the game, there's nobody hitting the ball very far tonight. Seems everything's good swings. Ball's just barely hitting the green and outside the infield.
It'll be Murphy, Jamie Vieira, and Lauren Hollidge here in the second inning. 0-1 coming to Murphy is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 coming in that first inning, a 2-run single by Natalie Stoverman, sac fly by Abby Hill. The defense letting down Coat a little bit. A couple of errors in the inning by Seneca. Next offering to Murphy is in the dirt.
A touch on Natalie Stoverman there. She was her first year here. She was the OCAA Rookie of the Year. But this year is perhaps her best year as a Humber Hawk.
So next offering coming in now to Murphy, and that's sliced foul. Be 2-2 now. Murphy playing in both games yesterday. Batted 9th in one of the games, batted 8th in the other. Had a chance to play in the field after DHing in game 1 of that doubleheader. 2-2 to Murphy, that's high, and the count runs full on Megan Murphy, who comes into this game. 250, no home runs, 4 driven in. Be a payoff pitch coming here, and it's popped up on the infield. Mercedes running in and making a basket catch for the first out here in the bottom of the second. So Murphy retired, and Jamie Vieira will be the batter. I beg your pardon. It is Patek, not Vieira. A change in the lineup, I suppose. This pitch into Patek is 2-0. Patek also playing in both games of the doubleheader, flip-flopping spots of the batting order in the 2 games with Megan Murphy. And this is popped up wide of third, out, and making a nice catch is the third baseman Amber Mackey. Ball kind of drifting away from her, but Mackey able to hang with it, makes catch in foul territory, and there are 2 away. So with 2 outs, a fly ball and a left, and dropped. Lauren Hollidge will reach first as the left fielder Armstrong could not corral it. So on board on the E7 with 2 outs is Lauren Hollidge. Bonnie Gillingham will come up with 2 runners on. Offering to Gillingham is high, 1-0.
I'm going to check that. There's 1 runner on base. There's 2 outs with Hollidge reaching base for the first. It's the first Hawk this inning.
3rd error by Seneca here in less than 2 innings. A couple of them in the outfield. We're going to get a courtesy runner for Lauren Hollidge now here with 2 outs.
Here it is. Here's an interesting rule for those people who are unaware. If there's 2 outs and the catcher's on base, they're allowed a replacement runner. What it is, it's done to speed up the game so they can get in, get their shin pads on, and get ready to start the next inning.
So Patek goes out to first base, and Gillingham pops this one up wide at third, giving chase, but unable to get it as it drifts out of play is Mackey.
Just to complete that rule, it has to be the player last up before the catcher is the one that can replace. So it's not a free runner, but normally replacing a catcher is pretty good.
Next pitch swung on and missed. 2 strikes now on the batter Gillingham. Reached on an infield single, came around to score in that 3-run first. And popped up foul now. It's Tanya Cole on the mound, and she is starting her 10th game, credited with the only win of the season for Seneca. Has pitched 68 2/3 innings, 23 walks, 31 strikeouts, an ERA over 9 in what's been a very trying season for the Seneca Sting. Winning their first game, losing the next 21. This ball's grounded towards short. Mercedes will underhand it to the second baseman Rhodes, and the inning is over. So the error does not hurt. We've played 2 here at Wildwood Park. Humber 3, Seneca nothing.
Heading to the top of the third, Hawks lead the Sting 3-0.
And the first pitch is delivered here by Miranda Pearson to the number 9 hitter Hannah Rhodes. Want to clear up a couple of pronunciations on the name, as this one's fouled back. It is Tanya Cote on the mound. Not Cote, not Cole, Cote on the mound for Seneca. And Pega Magabo. We're calling her Mercedes. A little easier to say than Pega Magabo. Although I think I'm getting the hang of it. 0-2 pitch to Rhodes. That's popped up on the infield. Second baseman drifting under it. That's Patek. She makes the catch. And one away here in the top of the third. Miranda Pearson cruising right along. 2 1/3 innings now. And she has struck out 4 and has not walked a batter. Very sharp.
The return of Patek has been a key in the Humber's run, and should be a key in the Humber's run to a championship. She was injured for the majority of the midseason, returned. As you can, for those who've been to the Hawk games, they're still missing a couple key players.
And bunted foul now, 1 ball, 1 strike on the leadoff hitter Brooklyn Armstrong. Singled, stole a base, but was stranded in the first inning. In fact, first 2 innings, Seneca got their leadoff runner on, but could not bring them home. Actually, a couple times had runner in scoring position and nobody out. It was a wild pitch. That ball's inside, 2-1. Brooklyn Armstrong, 133, no home runs, no RBIs. Does lead the team, though, with 5 stolen bases. Next offering from Pearson, swing and a miss late on the fastball is Armstrong, and it's now 2-2. Pearson delivers. That's inside, 3-2. Pearson went the distance, did not allow a run yesterday against Mohawk. Game ended a little bit early, 6 innings because of the mercy rule, 10-0. Full count pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3 late on the fastball is Armstrong. 5th strikeout for Miranda Pearson here in the 3rd inning.
Good sign for the Hawks. Pearson, who struggled midway through the season after winning her first 8 decisions, struggled a little bit there, but it looks like she's found her groove once again.
And a swing and a miss now from Amber Mackey. She struck out in her first at bat. 5 strikeouts in just 2 2/3. As he said, Jim, a good sign for the Humber Hawks to see that from Pearson. This is fouled back to the screen, and Pearson quickly ahead. 0-2 now on Amber Mackey.
The provincials coming up. The Hawks have seen some pretty good performance by Bree Donaldson, who's been on the mound pretty consistently in the second half.
0-2 pitch in the dirt. Yeah, good point. Donaldson yesterday, strong outing. 2 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings. Did not walk a batter. Perhaps as important as anything. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back.
It's going to be key going into the OCAA playdowns, because right now St. Clair College, who finished in first place, have Amanda Telford, pitching both ends of the doubleheader every game over the past month, and Fanshawe in the same position.
1-2 pitch, that's put up in the air to left, hit pretty well, over towards the line, Stoberman, she's under it, makes the catch in foul territory, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Amanda Pearson. We've played 2.5 here at Wildwood Park. Humber 3, Seneca nothing. So bottom of the third coming up here, and Humber leading Seneca 3-0, first game of a doubleheader. Humber comes in 13-7, winners of 3 straight. Swept a doubleheader against Mohawk yesterday, 17 runs, only 3 against in those 2 games. And it'll be Bonnie Gillingham to lead off here. Or I beg your pardon, that's Elisa Gregoris stands in. Gregoris reached on an E6 and scored in the first. Had a big day yesterday, big 2-run triple in that first game of the doubleheader. Next offering, that's hit well out to center field, going back and over the head of the center fielder Niskanen, and Gregoris is going to stop at second with a leadoff double. So Elisa Gregoris, who leads the team with 21 runs scored, on base and in scoring position here to start the bottom of the third for Hillary Redrup. Redrup thought she had ball 4 in her first at bat with the bases loaded. Did not get the call, ended up striking out in that first inning. Now again batting, and this ball hit in the air to left. Drifting back, the left fielder Armstrong now comes in, makes the catch, no tag from Gregoris. So Redrup retired on 1 pitch. 1 away here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Natalie Stoverman. She brought home a pair with a single in the first, opened the scoring. Stoverman has been on a roll of late and having a very good season overall. 357, no home runs, and now 17 runs batted in. He's also scored 18 runs and leads the team with 3 triples. Bats here with Elisa Gregoris at second, and 1 out, takes ball 1. Abby Hill will follow Stoverman, right-handed batter, against Tanya Cote. Next pitch to Stoverman, that's popped up, middle of the diamond, second baseman under it, and now coming in and staying with it to make the catch is Hannah Rhodes, 2 away. So Stoverman retired on the pop-up, and after the leadoff double, Cote has rebounded to retire the next 2 hitters, and it'll take a 2-out hit here from Abby Hill, who had a sac fly and an RBI in the first. Hill had a very good defensive game yesterday. On the air, hitting .269, no home runs, and 10 runs batted in with that first inning sacrifice fly. First pitch is high to Hill. She's 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored in the first game yesterday, leading off. And some dust kicking up. It is now 2-0 as the pitch misses. And in case you can't hear it, the wind whipping good, like an old western dust storm as leaves start to blow. Not as chilly in this game as it's been. Hill will step out as the players wait for the wind to kind of die down a little bit. Very unpredictable weather pattern that we've experienced here of late. Had snow flurries over the weekend watching baseball. Now we're ready to go. 2-0 pitch, line towards the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit. And holding at third is Gregoris, the center fielder, Niskanen, charging that ball. So it's a base hit for Hill, and runners at the corners now with 2 outs for Julia Catalano. RBI opportunity for Catalano. Comes in with .310 average and 12 runs batted in. Also has 3 stolen bases. So runners at the corners with 2 outs now. Humber leading 3-0 here in the third. And that pitch misses, 1-0. Now 5 base hits for Humber here as they bat in the third inning, ahead 3-0. 1-0 pitch from Cote, and that's grounded to short. Pego Magabo underhands to Rhodes, and they get the force, and Humber strands a pair. So we've played 3 here at Wildwood Park. It's the Hawks 3 and the Sting 0. Top of the fourth here at Wildwood Park, 3-0 Humber leading Seneca. First game of a doubleheader. Miranda Pearson on the mound, and she has been outstanding. 5 strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed through 3 shutout innings. Pearson, who came in 33 walks, 33 strikeouts, has not walked a batter as she misses low to Brianna Gainey, who struck out in the first.
That's key to Miranda's game. Her ball has so much movement that walks are going to happen, but if she can even up the strikeouts with the walks, she's going to be just fine.
So it's low, it's 2-0. She falls behind Brianna Gainey. Part of the order, followed by Cote and Bader. Swing and a miss, or actually a foul tip. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Gainey, Cote, and Bader. Pearson working quickly. 2-1 pitch, fouled back, good fastball, and a late cut by Brianna Gainey. Gainey does lead the team with 7 walks this season. Pearson's evened it up 2-2, and a called strike 3. Down goes Gainey, and that is the 6th strikeout for Miranda Pearson.
For those Humber Hawk fans, the Humber Hawks will be participating in the OCAA Women's Softball Championships this weekend at Durham College in Oshawa. The Hawks will be playing on Friday afternoon.
As this pitch by Pearson and Cote is put up in the air to shallow right, and is going to drop foul just in front of the right fielder Murphy. Tanya Cote, the batter, popped out to short in her first at bat. I was going to say, the 6 strikeouts Pearson has, that was the first called 3rd strike she's gotten. Getting a lot of swinging strikes. Fastball with a lot of life on it this evening. Next pitch is high to Tanya Cote, the pitcher. Batting in the cleanup spot, Cote has been the biggest offensive force for Seneca as she takes low, leading the team in just about every big offensive category. Batting average, on base, slugging, runs batted in, and hits. As this pitch is low again, and Pearson falling behind here. 2-1 on Tanya Cote. I beg your pardon, 3 balls and 1 strike. Pearson in danger of issuing her first walk. Here's the 3-1, and that's fisted over the mound. It's behind Pearson, and the throw to first, and she got her. Nice play by Miranda Pearson on a little floater over her head. Went back to chase it, spun and fired to first, and got Cote by a half a step. Unconventional 1-3 ground out, and a nice play by Pearson fielding her position right there.
I think you get a credit assist to the wind on that one. Over her head, looked like it's going up the middle. Wind knocks it down. Little turn, little toss, and the out.
Backspin on that ball as Brianna Bader takes ball 1. She singled in the second. Was it second after a wild pitch with nobody out? But Pearson hitting the next 3 hitters, as there's a called strike on Bader. Bader hitting at .316, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Playing in right field. Pearson's next delivery. There's a called strike, so 2 straight called strikes. And it's 1-2 now. As Pearson looking for another punch out. She's got 6 here through 3 2/3, and the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball. Down goes Bader's 7th strikeout for Miranda Pearson. And after 3.5 innings here at Wildwood, it's 3-0 Humber. We're halfway home here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Bottom of the 4th, Humber leading Seneca 3-0. It'll be Megan Murphy, Caitlin Pittick, and Lauren Hollage, 8-9-1 due up for the Hawks. They scored 3 in the first, but no runs across for either team since. Tanya Cote has settled in a little bit. First pitch to Murphy, floats inside for ball 1.
I think this mirrors the key to success for the Hawks in the provincial championships. The top of the lineup has been producing all year long. For them to compete, they're going to need to have the bottom of the lineup to put the ball.
Hit towards short and past Pega Magabo for a base hit. Leadoff single for Megan Murphy as the Hawks get their leadoff batter on.
And just as I said that, Megan Murphy answers.
Murphy slapping that ball the other way, and she is aboard. Bring up Caitlin Pittick, fouled out to third her first time up. It's third time in 4 innings the Hawks have gotten their leadoff batter on, as that ball floats outside to Caitlin Pittick. Pittick at .321, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Hawks getting production really up and down this whole lineup. This one's popped up again towards third and foul territory, and unable to make the catch is Mackey, the third baseman. So Pittick fouled out to Mackey in her last at bat. This one was there for the taking, but the wind kind of taking it a little bit. Mackey couldn't stay with it, and Pittick will get second life here in this at bat. 1 ball and 1 strike with Murphy at first and nobody out. Next offering here, 1-1 from Cote. Swing and a miss way out in front of a changeup was Caitlin Pittick. It's now 1-2. Lauren Hollage will follow. We're looking for its 4th straight victory First game of a doubleheader between Humber and Seneca here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading 3-0. And that ball gets by the catcher Gainey, and down to second base goes Megan Murphy. It's a high fastball, and Gainey could not corral it. So Murphy is in scoring position with nobody out. Count evens up at 2-2 on Caitlin Pittick, right-handed batter. And 2-2 pitch misses high, so it's a full count now. Hawks with 3 runs on 6 hits. No runs on just 2 hits in this game for the Seneca Sting. Miranda Pearson has been outstanding once again. 3-2 pitch bounces in. It's ball 4. And down to first will go Pittick. So first and second, nobody out here to start this bottom of the 4th. And we'll flip the order over to the top for Lauren Hollidge. Singled and scored in the first, reached on an E7 in the second.
Interesting to see what strategy the coaching staff's going to do here. First and second, nobody out, is the bunt in play.
Third baseman Mackey playing in. There's a called strike, 0-1. Actually playing almost on the third base bag. Cote able to get ahead in the count, 0-1. Hollidge, left-handed batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch, showing bunt, and she takes, and it's a strike, so it's 0-2. Runners bluffed but did not move, and now with 2 strikes, probably takes the bunt out of the equation for Hollidge. Here's the 0-2 from Cote, and that's popped up into shallow right center and over towards right center to make the catch as Bader for the first out. So unable to get the bunt down as Hollidge does not move the runners up, flies out. Runners stay put, first and second, with 1 out now for Bonnie Gillingham. 1 for 2 with the runs scored. Gillingham and then Elisa Gregoris. So first and second, 1 out now. Humber leading this game 3-0, and fouls it back to the screen, does Gillingham.
I don't know if I've ever seen this before, Mike. The outfielders are just a few steps away from the infield dirt.
Yeah, in fact, very shallow because of the wind.
In fact, that ball Lauren Hollidge hit probably would have dropped in for a base hit, but the outfielders are playing very, very shallow.
And next pitch to the team's leading hitter Gillingham is swung on and missed. Gillingham came in leading the club with a .464 average, also with 8 doubles, 17 runs scored. Really a great all-around year offensively for Bonnie Gillingham. Playing shortstop here tonight. Behind in the count now. Cote delivers this ball, hit up in the air towards left center, converging of the left and center fielders, but it's Armstrong, the left fielder, to make the catch. And again, the runner's unable to advance as Gillingham flies out to left. So 2 down with runners at first and second. And Elisa Gregoris will come up looking to get a big 2-out hit. Reached on an error and scored in the first, doubled the lead off the third, but was stranded. And it's been a little bit of a struggle here this evening for the Hawks with runners in scoring position. Seen a lot of balls high in the air, and with this wind it's tricky. It's 1-0 now on Gregoris. Outfielder's doing a pretty good job staying with the ball. Gregoris did get one over the head of the center fielder Niskanen in her last at bat, and she takes low here. Outfielder's very shallow, as Jim mentioned. Wind blowing in. It's kind of been a stop and go with the wind, but when it's blowing very hard. Gregoris grounds one towards the middle and through for a base hit, and they're going to hold the runner at third. Murphy will stay at third. Up to second base goes Pittick. So it's a base hit for Gregoris, and because of the shallow outfield, unable to get the run in, but the bases are now loaded for Hillary Redrup.
Normally that's automatic with 2 outs. Ball leaves the infield. But again, as Mike says, playing so shallow, she would have been out quite.
Redrup will be the batter. She struck out with the bases loaded in the first, flew out to left. And her last at bat takes well high, 1-0. So again, another chance for Humber to kind of blow the lid off of this thing. It's only a 3-0 game as we play here in the bottom of the 4th in this first game of a doubleheader. 1-0 pitch to Redrup, fouled back off the screen, 1-1. So it's Murphy at third, Pittick at second, Grigoris at first, Redrup at the plate, 1-1 count. Hillary Redrup 0 for 2 here this evening. And next pitch misses high, so 2-1. Natalie Stoverman in the on-deck circle. Here's Cote's 2-1 pitch to Redrup. That's high, 3-1. Redrup was in this same count in the first inning, 3-1. Thought she took ball 4. Headed down to first. It was a called strike. She ended up striking out. Deja vu here. Another 3-1 pitch with the bases loaded, and that's hit up in the air, middle of the diamond. Second baseman trying to stay with it, and making the catch is Rhodes, and the Hawks leave them loaded. So we've played 4 here at Wildwood Park. Humber 3, Seneca nothing. Top of the 5th here at Wildwood. Humber leading Seneca 3-0 in this first game of a doubleheader. It'll be the former Humber Hawk, Shauna Niskanen, to lead things off. For Seneca here in the 5th, Miranda Pearson cruising right along. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings and a bunt laid down, and it's picked up by the first baseman Hill. Over to Pittick, the second baseman covering, and they get the out. Nice play on the bunt. 3-4 on the putout. And Niskanen retired on 1 pitch.
Good call by Niskanen there. Anything in the air is being caught. It's being brought back. So what you want to do is you want to force the defending team to make a play.
As Pega Magabo fouls the first pitch back. Not often you see the 3-4 put out on a bunt for a hit. A lot of times when you set up for the sacrifice, tough to execute that. Pega Magabo puts one up in the air to shallow left. Out is the shortstop, and Gillingham makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. Heading out in the left field, that was going to be a tough play for Stoberman coming in, and Bonnie Gillingham going out with her back to the infield, making a great over-the-shoulder catch for the second out.
That could be one of the finest plays of the year.
It's Pega Magabo robbed by her counterpart as Aaron Dugan fouls it back. Boy, what a tough play anytime, but especially on a windy night like this. Gillingham has been shorthanded on that left side of the infield. Saw her both short and third yesterday. Having a great all-around season, and that was a terrific play as this pitch to Dugan misses high. Dugan struck out in her first at-bat. Pearson moving right along. Very pitch efficient in this game despite having those strikeouts. A lot of times, as there's a called strike 1 and 2, a pitcher will run up a high pitch count if they get a lot of strikeouts, but Pearson has been very sharp with her command. And here's the 1-2 pitch, and fouled off to the screen on the left. 7 strikeouts, and perhaps just as important for Miranda Pearson, no walks. Came in with as many walks as strikeouts, 33 apiece, but no walks and 7 strikeouts here this evening. And again, the 1-2 is low, so it's 2-2 now on Aaron Dugan, the number 8 hitter. Struck out on a high fastball on her first at bat in the second. Pearson winds. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Grounded right back to Pearson. She'll flip it over to first. And an easy 1-2-3 inning for Miranda Pearson. So we're through 4.5 here at Wildwood Park. It's Humber 3, Seneca nothing. So we go to the bottom of the 5th here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading Seneca 3-0. Humber with 3 in the first and nothing since. Kind of been the theme this weekend. Humber scoring 7 runs in the first 2 innings of Game 1 yesterday. Ended up with 3 the rest of the way. They scored 6 through 3 innings of Game 2. Only 1 the rest of the way, but the formula has been get the lead and let the pitching do the rest, and it certainly has as Stoverman fouls off the first pitch. Miranda Pearson yesterday, fantastic. 6 shutout innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Even better here tonight through 5 innings. Just 2 hits allowed, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. And Natalie Stoverman behind in the count 0-1 as time is called. And Stoverman, responsible for 2 of the 3 Humber runs, had a 2-run single in the first inning. And on that play, Shauna Niskanen had a fielding error that allowed both runners to move up, and it set up a sac fly by Abby Hill for the 3rd run, and that's where we stand right now. And the next pitch to Stoverman is in there for a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes on Natalie Stoverman, having a very good season. 357, no home runs, 15 runs batted in. Second on the team in runs scored with 18. Leads the team with 3 triples. And as reliable as it gets out in left field. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Stoverman. That's hit hard to center, coming in now, backing up, and it's over the head of the center fielder Niskanen. Stoverman on her way to second, and she's going to stop there. Niskanen misjudging it. Outfielders playing shallow here with the wind, and Niskanen's first step was in, realized it was hit harder than she expected, went back, but could not recover. Ball went over her head, and we saw the same thing happen a couple of innings ago when Elisa Gregoris got one over the head of Niskanen for a leadoff double. And now Stoverman aboard for the 2nd time. And Humber has a runner in scoring position to start this bottom of the 5th. 4th time in 5 innings that the Hawks have gotten their leadoff runner on, but only scoring in 1 of those innings. And now here's a bunt, and a good one right in front of the pitcher, and no play as Abby Hill reaches on the bunt single. Stoverman down to 3rd. It is a bunt single for Abby Hill. She deadened the ball right in front of the mound. And by the time Tanya Cote charged and picked it up, she had no play, didn't even attempt to throw. And now Humbers has something cooking again. Runners at the corners, nobody out for Julia Catalano. Steps in 0 for 2. Catalano over 300 on the year. First pitch to her is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So now Stoverman at 3rd, Hill at 1st. Abby Hill is now 2 for 2 with a sac fly in this game, by the way. Catalano behind in the count 0-1, swings and misses late on the fastball. 0-2 now on Catalano. It's been a little bit of a struggle in this game for the Hawks with runners in scoring position. Here is the 0-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen. Hawks have left 6 runners through 4 innings in this game, only pushing 3 runs across despite the fact that they now have 9 hits. Threatening here with runners at the corners and nobody out. The 0-2 pitch to Julia Catalano, again fouled back to the screen, stays alive at 0-2. Some shaky defense by Seneca has also helped Humber's cause. 3 errors in total, all in the first 2 innings. A couple of errors in that first inning when Humber pushed 3 runs across. So an E6 allowed Grigoris to reach and load the bases. Niskanen made an error on the 2-run single by Stoberman. That allowed both runners to move up, and Abby Hill followed with a sac fly. Brooklyn Armstrong also with an error in left. But through all of this and all the struggles and everything Miranda Pearson has done, it's only 3-0 Humber here in the 5th. And taking just high on the 0-2 pitch is Catalano, so it's 1-2. In the 3rd inning, Humber had a really nice opportunity after a leadoff double by Grigoris, but she did not score. And a swing and a miss out in front of the changeup is Catalano, and she goes down for the first out. So a strikeout for Cote. That is only the 2nd strikeout for Tanya Cote in this game, but it's a big one, as now runners at the corners with 1 out for Megan Murphy. Popped to short in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. Of course, Murphy led off that 4th with a single, and she too was stranded as Humber left the bases loaded. And showing bunt, an attempted squeeze, but it's a foul ball. Both runners were breaking on the first pitch from Cote, but Murphy could not get the bunt down. So no balls and 1 strike to count. Megan Murphy, the number 8 hitter, followed by Caitlin Pittick. Murphy looking to give Humber a little more breathing room here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's low, 1-1. Murphy DH'd in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday, played right in the 2nd game. Murphy comes in hitting .250. No home runs, 4 RBIs. Next offering, that's hit hard up the middle for a base hit. It's going to score Stoberman, but the throw to second base, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Abby Hill broke late, and she is out on a force. It goes 8-6, and even though it looked to us like a hit, it goes in the books officially as a fielder's choice, a heads-up play by the center fielder Niskanen. It was a late break by Abby Hill, and she is out at second base, so give Murphy an RBI, but no base hit. Despite the hard hit ball, the run does score as Stoberman comes in. That makes it 4-0 as Caitlin Pittick takes ball 1. Well, you say it looks like a line drive in the box score when somebody gets an infield hit. That's kind of the opposite. It looks like an out in the box score and was actually a line drive that should have been a base hit. But a late break by Hill as this next offering is fouled off by Pittick, 1-1. Mentioned the outfielders playing very shallow, and it looked like a brief hesitation by Abby Hill. So despite the hard hit ball, Cote gets an out on the play as this pitch to Pittick misses low, 2-1. So it is 4-0. Murphy gets the RBI anyway. 4-0 here in the 5th. And you figure the way Miranda Pearson is pitching, 1 run may be enough. Humber would love to tack on some more as Pittick reaches and pops it in the middle of the infield. It drops, and it's going to be a base hit. Overrunning it as Rhodes probably wouldn't have had a play anyway. Interesting, the infielder's playing rather deep, all things considered. The outfielder's playing shallow, and we've seen a few balls bloop between the pitcher and the infielders in this game. And that's how funny this game is. A rocket off the bat of Murphy, and all she gets is an 8-6 fielder's choice out. Pittick hits a little looper over the pitcher's mound and ends up with an infield hit. Of course, that's what we love about this game, as taking ball 1 is Lauren Hollage. Hollage now batting for the 4th time here in this 5th inning. She's 1 for 3 officially. A run scored, also reached on an E7. Bats with a couple of runners aboard here, and this pitch bounces in the dirt. 4-0 Humber leading here in the bottom of the fifth at Wildwood Park. First game of a doubleheader between the Hawks and the Sting. Seneca has lost 21 straight games, and this one is fouled off, out of play. 21 straight losses. They're 1-21 on the season. I mentioned Seneca winning its first game 2-1, the first game of a doubleheader on September the 16th against Mohawk, and nothing since. A very long year for the Seneca Sting, as this pitch is lined over the head of the shortstop, Pegamagabo, and it's going to load the bases. Base hit, solid single the other way for Lauren Hollage. Second base hit of the game for her, and now the bases are loaded for the team's leading hitter, Bonnie Gillingham. Pegamagabo leaping but unable to come down with it. Again, helping that the outfielders were playing shallow. That might have been a run otherwise. Instead, it loads the bases. Humber left them loaded in the last inning. We're going to have a courtesy runner here as Hollage comes off. And Catalano will run at first. So the base is now loaded for Bonnie Gillingham. 1 for 3, made a terrific defensive play and pops up the first pitch in a shallow center. Coming on as the center fielder, and on the infield dirt, it's the center fielder Niskanen making the catch. Nice play, and despite some base hits, 4 of them to be exact in the inning, Humber only gets 1 run and again leaves them loaded. But we go to the top of the 6th here at Wildwood Park. It's the Hawks 4, the Sting nothing. Top 6 here at Wildwood Park. It's the Humber Hawks leading the Seneca Sting 4-0. Miranda Pearson going right back to work, showing bunt and taking a called strike as Hannah Rhodes, second baseman, number 9 hitter, popped out to second. Her first at bat. Miranda Pearson cruising right along. 5 shutout innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, as this one is fouled back by Rhodes. Pearson yesterday 6 shutout innings in game 1 of the doubleheader. 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch misses high. Meant to say no runs. And once again shutting down the opposition. Came in with 33 walks and 33 strikeouts. No walks, 7 strikeouts here tonight. And just missing on the 1-2 pitch is Pearson. Thought she might have had the call, but did not get the corner. And the count now 2-2 on Rhodes. 9-1-2 here for Seneca, Rhodes, Armstrong, and Mackey. 2-2 pitch, swinging a little fister to first and caught in the air on the backhand by the first baseman Hill, and 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Abby Hill, who has played mostly second base this year, over at first, able to glove that one out of the air. And 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th inning for Miranda Pearson. And here's Brooklyn Armstrong swinging through a fastball. No balls and 1 strike on the Sting left fielder. Led off the game with a single and stole second, but was stranded there. Struck out in the 3rd, showing bunt and taking low, 1-1. Only 2 hits in this game, both singles leading off an inning. Brooklyn Armstrong with a single to start the game, and Brianna Bader leading off the 2nd with a single. And both of those runners got to second base with nobody out, but did not score. So the Sting 0 for 6 in this game with the runners in scoring position, as missing low to Armstrong is Pearson. It's 2-1. 0 for 6, all 6 of those at-bats coming in the first 2 innings. Miranda Pearson has not allowed a base runner since that leadoff single in the second. There's a called strike, 2-2. So that's 13 straight now retired by Pearson as she works on Armstrong. 2-2 pitch coming, and it's popped up foul our way and out of play. So the count will stay 2-2 on Armstrong. Amber Mackey to follow, and if anyone reaches, Brianne Gainey, the number 3 hitter. 2-2 pitch, that's low, and the count runs full. Pearson has not walked a batter here in this game as she works with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. No walks and 7 strikeouts. And here's the payoff pitch, and is low, ball 4, and the first walk of the game allowed by Pearson, and that snaps the string of 13 straight hitters retired as she walks Armstrong with 1 out here in the 6th. So the Sting with a base runner, and now Amber Mackey fouls one off the screen. 0-1. 13 straight retired by Pearson before that walk. Give the Sting credit, hanging in here despite a 1-21 record, only down 4-0 here in the 6th. Runner goes, pitch in the dirt. Hollage throws from her knees, and it gets by Gillingham into center, but there to back it up is Gregoris. So a stolen base for Brooklyn Armstrong. That's her 2nd steal of the game, and a runner in scoring position now with 1 out for the Sting. Told you they've struggled in those situations. First 2 innings of this game, the Sting were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Next pitch to Mackey is fouled back, and the count now 1-2 on Amber Mackey. And Pearson deals, and it's in the dirt, and it gets by Hollage, and that's going to allow Armstrong to go to 3rd. So wild pitch, 2nd of the game, thrown by Pearson, and now a runner at 3rd with only 1 out as Mackey hits. It's a 2-2 count now, as Hollage could not stay in front of that one. And now here's Pearson with the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Mackey, 8th strikeout for Miranda Pearson, and a big one with that runner at 3rd and 1 out, as now 2 outs, and the batter will be the catcher, Brianne Gainey. And Gainey has struck out in both of her plate appearances and lays off the high fastball, 1-0. So after the walk, stolen base, and then a wild pitch, Armstrong getting to 3rd, Pearson then striking out Amber Mackey. Now the 1-0 pitch is fouled off here, out of play by Brianne Gainey. Pearson with good life on her fastball. A lot of late swings, resulting in either swings and misses or foul balls back behind the screen. 1-1 now on Gainey. Here's the pitch, showing bunt. She gets it down in front of the plate. Hollage out, pouncing on it, and she'll throw it down to the second baseman, Pittick, covering, and that ends the inning. Another good play on a bunt by the Humber defense, and despite the runner at 3rd and less than 2 outs, Pearson able to strand Armstrong, and she has pitched 6 shutout innings. So we go to the bottom of the 6th here at Wildwood. It's Humber 4 and Seneca nothing. So the bottom of the 6th here at Wildwood Park. Humber leading Seneca 4-0. First game of a doubleheader here. Miranda Pearson has been outstanding. Only 2 hits and 1 walk with 8 strikeouts through 6 shutout innings. Humber with a 3 spot in the first, adding a run in the last inning in the 5th. And it'll be the heart of the order. Grigoris, Redrup, and Stoberman due up here in the 6th. And Elisa Grigoris takes ball 1. Grigoris has been on base 3 times, officially 2 for 3. Reached on an error and scored in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, and singled in the 4th. Left-handed batter Grigoris, 1-0 pitch, changeup floats low, and it's 2-0 on Elisa Grigoris. Had a big 2-run triple in the first game of that doubleheader yesterday. As we told you, 2 for 3 here this evening. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Grigoris, fouled off the catcher, and that's 2-1 now, the count. A 2-run single by Natalie Stoberman, sac fly by Abby Hill. Those were the 3 runs in the first inning. And what looked like a single, but was actually a fielder's choice by Megan Murphy, brought home a run in the 5th as that pitch misses low to Grigoris. Murphy hit a rocket up the middle, but the center fielder Niskanen playing so shallow, she was able to get the force at second on Abby Hill. But Murphy still getting an RBI. Here's the pitch to Grigoris. That's high, ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Elisa Grigoris on board for the 3rd time officially, but really the 4th time as she walks. And here's Hillary Redrup. Redrup is 0 for 3. Has batted with runners in scoring position 3 times and has batted with the bases loaded twice. Here's the first pitch to Redrup, and it's a called strike at the letters, 0-1 on Hillary Redrup. Stoberman on deck, and then Abby Hill. Grigoris at first, nobody out. Tanya Cote still working. For the most part, has kept her team in the game. Looked like it might get away from her after that 3-run first, but not the case. And this one ripped down the left field line, and there to stop it is Armstrong, and that's going to hold the runner Grigoris at second. A hard single off the bat of Redrup, and now Humber with first and second, nobody out here in the 6th. Sounds like an echo. Humber has had runners on in almost every inning. They've scored only 4 runs in this game, and that's because they've left 9 runners on base. So Natalie Stoberman will bat with runners at first and second and nobody out. Stoberman 2 for 3, a 2-run single in the 1st, and doubled and scored in the 5th. Cote's first pitch, Stoberman showing bunt, and it's a good one out in front of the plate. And who wants it? It's going to be the catcher, but throwing late to first, and Stoberman will reach on a bunt single. Gainey got to it, but not in time to throw down to first to get Stoberman. The hustling Stoberman able to beat that out, and now the Hawks have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the 6th. Really looking to blow this one open. We've said that a few times. Only a 4-0 game, as now the infielders will come in and talk to Tanya Cote. Abby Hill will be the batter with 3 aboard and nobody out. Humber leading 4-0 here in the 6th. Just to set the stage for you, Grigoris at 3rd, Redrup at 2nd, and Stoberman at 1st. So the bases are loaded for Abby Hill here. Hill has had a good day. Sac fly and an RBI in the 1st, singled in each of her last 2 at-bats. And there is a called strike, 0-1 on Abby Hill. Hill's also made a couple of really nice plays over at first base. Primarily played second base this year. But Caitlin Pittick getting the start there. Next pitch is fisted on the infielder. Over is Rhodes. It's going to roll by her. And everyone's going to move up, and a run comes in. That was a little punch job behind first, and Hannah Rhodes couldn't get over in time. And so a run scores, and the bases will remain loaded, and it's an RBI single for Abby Hill. 3 for 3 now with a couple of RBI in this game. A lot of English on these balls hit here in this game. 4 straight singles or excuse me, a walk and then 3 straight singles. And this one hit to center, but Niskanen charging makes the catch, and they are going to get a double play because Stoverman was straying too far off the bag. So a heads-up play by the center fielder Niskanen as that double play goes 8-6. Second time we've seen an 8-6 putout. And a big double play for Seneca here in a 5-0 game as Catalano flies into the 8-6 double play. And after bases loaded and nobody out now, runners at the corners with 2 out for Megan Murphy. And Murphy slaps one through the middle for a base hit. And in to score is Redrup with the 6th Humber run of the game. It's an RBI single for Megan Murphy. That's her 2nd run batted into the game. 3rd consecutive inning she's hit a ball hard, officially 2 for 4. An RBI single, and it is 6-0 Hawks here in the bottom of the 6th. And this one hit foul down the line by Caitlin Patek. And I beg your pardon, I said it was Stoverman that was doubled off. It was Abby Hill that was doubled off. Stoverman was at third, came in on the RBI single by Murphy. So here's Pittick, 1 for 2 with a walk, fouls it off the catcher. So Humber now leading 6-0, and the way Miranda Pearson's going, must feel like 60-0 if you're Seneca, and you've lost 21 straight games, and you've scored on the season only 36 runs in 22 games. And this pitch is hit by third, but it's foul because the third baseman is playing so close to the bag. That's Mackey. It's out of a reach, but just foul. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Seneca in the top of the 7th. Cote, Bader, and Niskanen. Cote has gone the distance here. Really only 2 pitchers used this season by Seneca as this pitch floats high to Pittick. It's pretty much been Cote and Bader pitching. This is the 10th start for Cote. Does have the team's only win. This next pitch is high. Has thrown 6 complete games this year. Came in having pitched 68 2/3 innings at 23 walks and 31 strikeouts. Doing everything she can for a team that has lost 21 in a row. Meanwhile, Humber on its way to its 4th straight win as this pitch is low to Caitlin Pittick, number 9 hitter. Humber with a doubleheader sweep of Mohawk yesterday. Ahead 6-0 here, and grounded foul by Pittick. Count stays at 3-2 with runners at 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. Next pitch is golfed foul again while out in front. Hill at 2nd, Murphy at 1st. Full count on Caitlin Pittick. And sliced into right field for a base hit. Getting a good jump and coming around to score is Abby Hill. Throw home, gets by the catcher, and that's going to allow Pittick to go to 2nd. So an RBI single for Caitlin Pittick. She goes to 2nd on the E9. Over to 3rd base goes Murphy as Hill comes in, and it is 7-0, Humber leading. Good jump with 2 outs. Running the crack of the bat was Abby Hill. As now Humber ahead 7-0, pushing across 3 runs in this bottom of the 6th inning. And this one grounded right back to Cote off the bat of Hollage. She throws to 1st and the inning is over, but not before. Humber pretty much puts the icing on this one with 3 runs on 5 hits in the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Miranda Pearson looking to finish off the shutout as Humber leads Seneca 7-0. So we go to the top of the 7th here at Wildwood Park. Humber well on its way to a victory, ahead 7-0, and Miranda Pearson looking for another shutout. It'll be her second in as many days as she misses high for ball 1 here. Tanya Cote, the pitcher, is the batter, leading hitter on this Sting team. She swings and misses, so 1-1. Cote popped to short in the first and grounded out back to Pearson in the 4th. Pearson has retired 15 of the last 16 hitters. Only 2 hits allowed in this game. 1 walk as that pitch misses high. 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Gave up just 3 hits over 6 innings yesterday in a 10-0 Humber win in Game 1. And a called strike there to Cote. Pearson working quickly. She's been very pitch efficient in this game, looking for another punch out. And the pitch, not chasing the high fastball there, was Cote. And here we go again, Pearson's next delivery, and that is high, ball 4. So a leadoff walk here, just the second of the game allowed by Miranda Pearson. To her counterpart, Tanya Cote, trots down to first. Leadoff walk here in the 7th. So Brianna Bader will be the batter, 1 for 2, one of just 2 hits in this game for the Sting. Bader a single in the 2nd inning. Moved to second on a wild pitch, but the Sting could not push a run across. The Sting 0 for 8 in this game with runners in scoring position. Credit Pearson for making pitches when she's had to, which admittedly has not been that often because she's been pretty much in command all game, but has been able to thwart the few scoring opportunities that Seneca has had here this evening. Very windy evening, not as cold as we had yesterday. Certainly not snow flurries, as we saw watching the Hawks baseball game over the weekend on Saturday. And this ball hit well out to left center field. Stoberman is chasing. It's going to be over her head off the bat of Bader. Throws it in and able to keep the runner at third. Cote to third, so second and third. A ringing double off the bat of Brianna Bader, her 2nd hit of the game, only the 3rd hit by Seneca. And very quickly, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out here in the top of the 7th for Seneca. Trying to, at the very least, snap this shutout. They're down 7 runs, but they've gotten the first 2 aboard. Here's Shauna Niskanen, shows bunt and takes a called strike. Niskanen tried to bunt in her last at bat. Abby Hill charged, made a great play, through to the second baseman Pittick covering. The former Hawk Niskanen again showing bunt, pulls back and fouls it a half swing off the screen. So Pearson jumps ahead 0-2. Pearson had come into this inning retiring 15 of the previous 16 batters, but she walked Cote to lead off the frame, and then Bader hit a double over the head of Stoberman. So 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Niskanen, popped up on the infield. Who wants it? It's going to be the first baseman. Hill makes the catch in fair territory in front of the bag, and 1 out here in the 7th. As Niskanen retired, she's 0 for 3, and now Mercedes Pegamagabo will be the batter, 0 for 2. It'll be Pegamagabo followed by Erin Dugan. First pitch to her, fouled back to the screen, 0-1. And that is now 0 for 9. Seneca with runners in scoring position in this game. Doesn't seem like they've had a lot of opportunities, but showing bunt and taking a called strike now is Pegamagabo. But the first 2 innings, the Sting had a runner at 2nd and nobody out, and Pearson retired the next 3 hitters both of those innings. This pitch misses low to Pegamagabo. Infield playing at normal depth, and this one grounded to short. Gillingham picks it up. She had dropped it, gets the out. A run does score as the shutout is over. Cote comes in, Bader to third, but now there are 2 outs here in the 7th, and the Hawks 1 out away from a victory. And Erin Dugan, the only thing standing in the way of the end of this game for Miranda Pearson. So runner at third, 2 outs. Here's Dugan, and she swings through a fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Bader at third, 2 outs. 7-1. Hawks leading here in the 7th. Fouled off the screen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Pearson has 8 punch outs in this game. against only 2 walks. She has finally given up a run after 12 shutout innings prior. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off the screen, and Dugan stays alive. Dugan, left-handed batter, struck out in the second, grounded out back to Pearson in the 5th. Dugan struggling offensively this year, only 156, no home runs and a run batted in. And here's the 1-2 pitch, chopped right back to Pearson. She flips it over to first, and the ball game is over. Humber wins the first game of this doubleheader by a score of 7-1. Miranda Pearson, again, fantastic. Strikes out 8 in going the distance. Humber wins it over Seneca 7-1. Humber improves to 14.